Good morning. Let me know if there's any sound problem. I think it's good. The screen is shared. So, good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed and were able to recharge. Good morning, Pat. Good to see you, bud. All right, so let's look at the market. Uh, Put a good game plan in place, and we'll see how it this week, today, and this week goes. So first thing first, market. So model is still on correction, and right at the limit of it. Actually, it might flip today. Tried to flip Friday, with that shakeout and not too great of breadth, we didn't confirm the uptrend attempt. So let's see if we can push and show good breadth today that could push that model to a new uptrend attempt. If that's the case, then we'll gain a bit more confirmation as we explained last week. So right now we're still on the anticipation setup. And what I mean by that is we had an oversold breadth, short-term breadth being oversold last week. Uh, and since then, the market bounced. We see an improvement in breadth for the last 4 days. So we had that low on September 2. Uh, and then each day we saw an improvement in breadth. So we're really close to a flip, a hookup on the McClellan summation. And once again, if that happens, it will be the confirmation that we want to see to really confirm that the market wants to push higher and start that new uptrend. Right now, price is still right into the 21 DMA structure, just below the 21 DMA itself. So keep that in mind. We're pretty much pivotal place for the QQQE. So either that we were building that bear flag into structure, and we see a rejection here. And what will look next is also always the same clues, right? Do we reject and make a higher low? So it means that we don't retest that September 2 low, and then we can build the right side more constructively, or we make a new low, so we breach that low and we break that base, which means that that market is not ready yet to begin a new uptrend, and we'll need to scale down exposure, be more defensive, etc., etc., as usual. Or we can also just push higher from here, break that downtrend line structure, and reclaim the 21 DMA structure as well. And if that happens, probably that breadth will be good enough to flip that McClellan summation, and we get our final price and breadth confirmation. So stay tuned. Pretty key spot in the market right now. We can look at the Nasdaq, and the picture is a bit more constructive, and that's why I keep playing and positioning myself in the liquid leaders in tech and the mega caps as well, because I think that the Nasdaq weighted, so mega caps by themselves are looking very good for a new uptrend. So we had that big base breakout, right, following the April kind of flush and rally. Then we retested that base, and since then, really, we're just building higher lows and higher lows and higher lows. And we were pinched in that kind of VCP base for the past few weeks. And now this week is FOMC, so we'll have probably the first or a continuation of rate cuts, and that means that the market should move and give us a direction for the next few weeks at least. So not trying to put myself in a fixed picture, but just recognizing how this chart looks very good, and if it does break out and does confirm that kind of VCP base and base setup, it means that get ready to see the mega caps and the tech leaders do well going forward. So internals, let's flip to weeklies. So we're still trending very well below the weekly structure. We rejected that structure last week. So when you see those kind of spike and rejection, it usually creates the space that the market needs to run for a few days and weeks from there. So very good to see that spike and rejection, but we want to see eventually either tight action or a continuation lower from that rejection. Same thing on the VIX. We're still in that downtrend below the weekly structure, and as long that we stay in that structure or even break down from here, all good. The market will remain healthy and we can play. But if we start to see that weekly structure breaking up, a bit like we saw in 2024. So we had that tight weekly structure just like right now, and you see that spike above, then it's time to move to defensive and reassess the market view. But right now, very constructive action on the VIX as well. Yields, so breakdown, probably confirming the rates cuts, but I'm not a pro or an expert in bonds and all that, but I just know that this chart is freaking tight on the weekly. We had that multi-month VCP, so seeing that move, and if we get that confirmation that the market is going higher, it will be good to see those two being in sync once again. And finally, Bitcoin. So there's still the same pattern that last week. I keep repeating this one over and over, but we really have that constructive picture for Bitcoin, and just like the QQQE, we're very pivotal. We're right into the declining daily structure. We're retesting those lows as well. So very big resistance. But if we do reclaim, that will give us a lot of clues as one, Bitcoin itself, but also kind of a risk on barometer for the market. And yeah, we discussed that, and that we all that base on the weekly, right? So resistance, flip support, that's the first retest of that base. And if we go on the daily, we're still having that potential higher low structure playing out. So that's the same thing that I explained for QQQE. Once you get in below that daily structure, you get into that downtrend, and you finally rally into it, there's always three scenarios, right? So either that you reject and make a new low, so it means that downtrend is still in place, still strong. Either that you reject and make a new low, which allow to build that structure and pressure and yeah, buying pressure to reclaim and start a new uptrend, or you can obviously just reclaim right away. But I really like to look for those high-low structure that gives a lot of clues as to how this rejection and how the buyers and sellers kind of dynamic is playing out. So uh, you'll see me talk about them all the time, and even before breakouts, and that's what I play on the weekly as well. Seeing those high-low structure just gives so much clues as to, uh, like I said, the dynamic between the buyers and sellers. It means that the sellers are not willing anymore to push the price down lower than the prior low, and the buyers are stepping in. They're saying no way, I want hollow that to go lower, and I'm interested to buy here. So that's what that higher low structure is telling you. All right, so let's review the watch list now, and maybe a bit of the position if there's still some stuff actionable. Uh, I'll review the weeklies, and tell me if there's a name you want to see the daily as well. Uh, but especially on a Monday, I like to look at the weekly, right? So yeah, Tesla first one. So really like that setup. It's all over FinTwit, so keep that in mind. It's looking very good, but at the same time there's a lot of highs on it. So let's see if it works. Um, so yeah, we had that downtrend, weekly reclaim of the weekly structure. Sorry, and then Elon Musk started to get political, and there was a lot of news um, about him not being engaged in the companies, etc., etc. So that really weighted the stock down because it was definitely leading in April short term, because it was kind of beaten down a bit from that prior downtrend, but it was leading in April. It was very strong until to that point that Elon Musk got political, and then it really kept the stock down. And yeah, since then we've been building higher lows and higher lows and higher lows, and we've been building that kind of VCP type of base inside the weekly structure. So last week was kind of the first close, the higher close since that April's rally high. So we're kind of breaking out from that contraction, right side contraction. So we tried one times here. We came back down. We made a higher low. We tried to break out again, and then third mouse get the cheese, I guess. We're retesting the 10-week moving average last week and get that higher close. So really looking good. We're kind of weekly breaking out, and I want to see some follow through this week, ideally. And right now, a bit above my buying area, so even on the weekly, it's kind of already extended, so not really playable. But yeah, it's looking good. Spot, I like that weekly setup. Again, same thing that I explained before, that higher low structure on the right side. We retested that base area. And yeah, 2 weeks ago, high kind of gives us the weekly reversal pivot. So look at that 714.80 pivot for an entry. That would essentially confirm the reversal of the weekly. Meta, same thing. So retesting that base area, you get that higher low structure once again that I like to see. We have that weekly reversal pivot that we're still below but very well in play for an entry, and we're not extended as well at 0.74 times ATR from the 10-week moving average. So 758 and 88 would be the kind of confirmation pivot for an entry. Then Palantir, I like Palantir, but not sure it's quite ready yet. So I had to go in. It's kind of the market's leader with Hood. Both were lagging recently, but they were so strong on the prior trend that you have to put yourself in those names as they retest their weekly structure, right? So you want to kind of engage and see where it goes, but you trade against support and not take the breakout, right? So Palantir, let's see if it works. If not, I'm ready to just scale down this position. But so far, I really want to see where this inside day. So last week could have been a shakeout, and that's why I hold my position. It's because I like that kind of shakeout below the inside week, and we closed strong on Friday. Well, close compared to the shakeout we had, but it was still some nice buying in the afternoon. So yeah, I want to see if we all that kind of support structure, and if we reclaim the 10-week moving average structure and that inside week pivot, then it will look good to build the right side of that base. But a bit on anticipation on this one. Meta we covered. Netflix. So Netflix looking very good as well. You have that higher low structure once again. We had last week the weekly reversal, so we closed above the prior week's high, but we're still inside the weekly structure. So ideally this week, first we hold that reversal pivot, and ideally I want to see it push and reclaim the weekly structure. I want to see a black bar in there. And finally, Micron. So Micron, yeah, pretty powerful setup last week. Happy to have cut that. Certainly gave some traction and some cushion to test other position. And yeah, once again, higher low structure, right in the 10-week moving average structure. We confirmed the weekly reversal of that pivot, and then it went right away and even closed above the June high, which bring it to a new 50-week high. So very strong action from Micron, closed dead high, I think, to the tick. So yeah, very good to see. And yeah, let's see how it goes this week. Ideally, we want to kind of follow through and push from here, but even some type of shakeout or consolidation on the right side would be pretty nice to see. So yeah, let's be patient with this one. It proves its character, it proves its leadership, but yeah, we need to be patient. And last one, sorry, it's Hood. So Hood, once again, high engage last week, right into the support area right here. We had that, by the time I took it though, it was not there, but with the shakeout, we created that higher low structure. I kind of thought that this one would hold, but yeah, we were really weak early in the day. We flushed below the 50 DMA, probably shaking out a lot of traders that had their 50 DMA as a stop loss. So retested that structure, that weekly structure, that range and base lower area, and then very strong in the afternoon, and then came the S&P inclusion news. So gapping up close to 9%, very nice. I'll take it. It will give some nice cushion for the rest of the exposure and to test new positions as well. Uh, but yeah, we will open above last week's high, so we can always expect some shakeout at the open, some profit taking, and I will personally look for maybe a retest of that reversal pivot on the weekly. And if that happens, we'll assess. It's right there at their 10-week moving average as well, so it will give us good clues as if we need to kind of continue that base building process, or Robinhood is simply ready to take back the lead and break out from here. Quickly, I want just to cover the focus list. So we have Amazon with that almost textbook cup and handle pattern. So Bill O'Neill would be all over these guys. That's freaking textbook. You have that correction flush right side and then handle with that higher low structure as well. I mean, I don't know what you want to see more than that to kind of be excited about the market. But yeah, personally, I will be looking at Amazon for an entry here early this week. We're gapping up a bit, so maybe look at the reversal pivot here for a retest that would give us a nice entry. Auber is still building kind of that higher low structure. I'm not ready to engage yet. I want to see probably some tight right side, a bit like we had here. But yeah, I want to keep it close and see how it builds. So I'm keeping it in the focus list. In Carvana, still building that retest of the base area. A bit more volatile. I'm not a fan of that big wick, but it continues to lead and be supported on the right side. So maybe we need another shakeout, or I don't know, but yeah, the setup is there. It's a leader since the end of that bear market. So you have to keep these names close, and if you get a nice entry, you have to engage. Okay, so what about VST? It's probably looking good if you're looking at it. So base structure. So you have that base, right? So, couple things. So you have that big base, right? Breakout on April. Kind of mini tight range. Tried to break out but was not ready, and market was heavy. Started that pullback, so retest of the weekly structure low. Tried to reclaim but was rejected, and last week was kind of interesting. We have that new low, but we close right back into the weekly structure. So it could very well be a nice shakeout, and that's the move that it needed below kind of that. I'm seeing that base being built, right? So no idea if it's ready, but it's a nice spot. So you have that last week reversal pivot to play against. And yeah, it looks very healthy. It looks like it's building that base very nicely. The only thing that I'm seeing is a two leg down kind of pullback would bring to retest that bigger base area based on this right here. So it's simply kind of a measured move calculator. So you take the first high of the pullback to the first low on that bounce, and then it calculates the equal move from the first leg down, and that would be kind of a retest of that base area. So something to keep in mind if you see some weak action. Let's look at the daily. So yeah, it's leaving below the daily structure, but have that nice shakeout that confirms that buyers really want to get in. So you can look at that pivot retest, or you can look for some constructive higher low structure to be built before that that reclaim and that breakout. So that's what I would look for VST. Ethereum. You guys always like to look at Ethereum, right? All right, all right. Yes, that's kind of the same setup than last week. I don't know. I don't remember what I said, but probably that I don't feel that it's ready, right? You have that big base breakout, and then last week we had that kind of bar which don't look too bullish, not too bearish as well. But now what we start to see is some contraction in that pullback, right? So you had that that bar right here, and now last week we have a contraction of price. So yeah, maybe we need to further pull back into a retest of the base area and the weekly structure. Or if you buy on strength, you can look at last week high pivot for a reversal, and maybe zoom in to the daily to get kind of an anticipation entry. And right now it seems that we're getting in. So we have a 20 DMA reclaim, we have a daily reversal. So you can very well kind of engage here against the low of the daily structure, and it gives you a really nice and tight risk. So if still playing the daily, I would probably engage right here. All right, so let's just do the pre-market checklist. So we're still below the daily structure, but kind of pivotal area right at the declining 21 DMA. So we either build a higher low, we reclaim, or reject, right? That's the scenarios that we're looking at. Weekly structure, I think we're still right into it. Yeah, so we have that base retest plus shakeout plus structure reclaim plus back in structure. We didn't reclaim it. All right, so McClellan, so we're still in a downtrend. We're still below the 10-day moving average, but we have MCO improving for 4 days now. Could be the hookup day if good breadth. All right, we're not oversold, overbought or oversold. Breadth extensions as well across the board. We're right into neutral area, so we do have space both side. VIX, like I said, rejected at weekly structure. Credit spread, same things. And the Bitcoin setup, like I said, I like this setup, and we're building the right side with that higher low. But now we need to see if we reclaim that daily structure or we get rejected once again. So model is still on correction, but if we do have good breadth today, we could switch to a rally or rally attempt. So we're still on the anticipation setup like we discussed. My bias today is cautiously optimistic. So based on everything that I highlighted, essentially price, breadth, so that anticipation setup, but how the Nasdaq itself, so the mega caps are looking with those cup and handles, big base, high low structure on the right side, those liquid leaders. So you have those ALAB, CRDO, Reddit, kind of the growth leaders that are breaking out and already working and making new highs. So that's very good to see. Today I will only allow myself yes, but only if MCO, so above 0. So it means that if we have good breadth and we hook up on the McClellan summation, so it means that basically we confirm the new uptrend. So, and if I do have traction and good action in my portfolio and in my position, then I will look to add a bit more exposure. All right, so that's the pre-market checklist. Let me just drop it in my journal. All right. Is there any questions, guys? Oh, we have a voice request. No. It's my pleasure, Pat. Glad you enjoyed. That's Pat is saying consistent, and that's very, very important, guys. And let me make a point about this. If you don't have a system, if you don't have rules, I can guarantee you that emotions will get the most of you. And so if you don't have a consistent system with consistent rules and everything is kind of planned out in advance, then don't expect to have consistent results as well. So it's important to know and have rules for every step of the market cycles, and know when to engage, when to increase exposure, know exactly when it's time to take profits, when it's time to go back to cash, when it's time to reduce exposure, and just wait for the next market cycle. So consistency comes from having a system and written rules. So without those, it's very hard to be consistent over a long period of time. All right. So if there's no other questions, guys, I wish everyone a very good day. Uh, be optimistic. I think the market looks good, but at the same time, we never know what can happen. So always keep that scenario of the rejection and the new low, and the market need more time to kind of pull back or correction. I don't know, but uh, build a case, but always keep in your mind what can go bad, right? Especially on FOMC week, anything can happen. So, all right, take care and see you in the pit, guys. Bye bye.